And that's the thing. It does give this warning, right? It does. It always is giving you this immersive storytelling. You cannot complete missions while this mode, yeah. But the thing is for every other thing, for like the character quest, for the main story, even though it tells you this, that you're going in immersive storytelling mode, like, it wouldn't lock you into it, right? Or maybe it might lock you in for the duration of that quest. But then it'd be like, but then you could be like, oh, would you like to take a break? Or, oh, you want to, if you try to open up the teleport, and it's like, sorry, you're in immersive storytelling mode. Would you like to cancel and come back later? Or like, would you like to leave and come back to this quest later? That's what it's always done for everything else. But for the first part of this, no. You got locked in, and you could not fucking leave. You could not fucking cancel. Say, hey, can I put a pin in this? I need to go do something else. It like locked you in to doing the story quest. And the weird thing is it did actually give you the quest reward. It gave you a quest reward at one point, and you're like, cool, you've completed this quest. It instantly had you go into the next quest, and you were still locked. So it wasn't even like, oh, you did one quest, you can take a break. No, it was like, no, you did this one quest, cool. You're locked into the second quest, and you still can't leave. And only after you did the second quest did it finally say, okay, now you can leave. And it's just like, what? It's weird, because like they've never done something like that before. So I'm hoping I don't get locked out, but I'm starting my workout doing this. So I have a good hour to do this. I have enough, I have the time for if this does end up taking like an hour, hell, even 2 hours. Well, like, it's because it's the end of the day. So I have the hour to do it while walking, and if it really takes more than an hour to complete it, and I can't like stop, I have to actually like complete the quest before I can actually go off and do other shit, then I can always just take a break, shower off, finish the quest when I come back. Later today. It's like before, usually when I'm doing my walk, it's like during my lunch break. So it's like I only have an hour, so I can't do it. So it's great when I can just say, okay, hit the end of this. I'll just like continue it later. Let me just quit. I mean, you can always like exit the game, but the problem is, it's like, and that's what happened. Like I did the story. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm done. Came back in the next day. I'm like, well, I want to do my dailies now. And I'm locked into the story. I'm like, what? Locked into the story? Why the fuck am I locked into the story? And then I had to quickly blast through the story so that I could regain control of my character and be able to spend my like resin and shit. So it's like, yeah, bad experience. I would not recommend programming a game like that.
Sacrifice を収容して成長させるという特性をオボルス正体が発見し、この事実以上が私たちで把握している情報だ。
And this is what I don't get though. Like they keep saying, "Oh well, yeah, but it could be a sacrifice." It's like, what? The whole point of Obscura is what they told us before: is it's a semi-permeable. It creates a semi-permeable ether membrane, which basically what it means is it doesn't fully shield from ether. So you can put something inside, put it in an incredibly rich ether environment, and it will protect them to a degree. But ether is designed to be able to get in. So it's not perfect protection. But the idea is that scientifically, you could use it to conduct experiments on like ether to see like how quickly something could get corrupted or how quickly something could adapt to it. So it allows you essentially to be like, cool. We can have some plants inside, put it in an ether-rich environment, and see how the ether slowly seeps into them, and see kind of what happens to these plants. Like we can go back, get the Obscura, check it out, see how the plants, maybe were able to adapt to it, stuff like that. It's for that. So what makes no sense is they're like, wait a minute, they could have put like sacrifices inside. I'm like, what? Like, why? Why are they in Obscura then? Like, you don't need to put them in Obscura. Like, that's what makes no sense. Like, the whole point is these are scientific things. Like, sure, you could put a monster, an ether-rich monster inside, and you would limit the amount of ether that would get out of it. But, like, don't you have better ways to completely shield it versus, like, maybe Obscura is the best method of shielding? Like, I thought they had, like, other metals that completely 100%, like, block the flow of ether. In which case you wouldn't need Obscura, because you don't want Obscura to allow ether to, like, if you wanted to hide something and put your sacrifices inside, then, you know, unless, well, because, like, the whole point is that they put these Obscura outside of the hollow. I'd understand if you put all of them inside the hollow, and you're like, yes, these are sacrifices. We've put humans inside of them. We've put them in the hollows, and so they're slowly having ether. They're slowly, very slowly being imbued with the ether, and essentially trying to, you know, slowly becoming monsters, but in a way that maybe they retain their human intelligence, right? So it's like, okay, maybe that makes sense. But now they're all outside, so it's like, well, what? Like, well, they're not going to get influenced by ether, so either they all are already sacrifices, but then why didn't they escape earlier, right? If they were already monsters, then why didn't they get out before? Unless there's some sort of locking mechanism, so maybe they can't get out, but it's like, if they themselves can't even get out of the coffin that they're in, then, like, how strong could they really be?
これまでの調査では、ホロー街のオブスキュラにもサクリ。
市民を未知のリスクにさらすわけにはいかない。
その通りだ。
Yeah, if it's the ones inside the hollow, yeah, sure. And I mean, to be fair, it did say that the ones that they found outside didn't have them. But then again, it's like, why do you even have them in the first place? Like, Obscura is a pretty expensive thing to do, even if you're working with the company that produces it. It would still be pretty expensive to get 300 of those things, and then just waste them like this.
私も鬼火隊長見張りよ。
何やら君たちの言動に含みを感じるが、まあいい。くれぐれもおとなしくしているように。避難中の混乱は必死だ。
This also doesn't make sense. Wasn't the whole point is that we escaped? We got rescued by our teacher. Then the defense squad came in thinking we had been kidnapped. Despite they thought we'd been kidnapped. Despite we have a tracker on us, so you'd have known exactly where we went, and we went to the location of a place we already are associated with. It's like we're a Yunqui Summit disciple. And you could easily see that the tracking data shows us in Yunqui Summit, so in a Yunqui Summit temple. So why the fuck would you barge in thinking we've been kidnapped when we're in a location? It's like, you know, it'd be like if were at home, right? Our tracker clearly shows us at home, and you like break out in the door. Oh my god, you've been kidnapped! Why else would you be at your home? Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm at home, dipshit. Like, clearly. You don't get kidnapped and then get taken to places where you would already naturally go. Anyway. But I thought the whole point was that they were making up these weird excuses of like, oh, well, here's what's going to happen. Like, we're going to go rogue because we're following you, so we won't get in trouble because we're chasing after you. But then here we are, all chatting together, so it's like... So maybe they were prepping for us going rogue inside the hollow, but again, like... We didn't know we were going inside the hollow at this point. Oh, actually, no, we do. Yeah, that was it. We know of a location where there's probably going to be some more Exaltus, and we told them that. Yeah, it's been a few days since I've done this. I'm trying to remember. So we told them about the location of the Exaltus, and so I guess what we're trying to do is that while we go into the hollow to get the Obscura. Any remaining Obscura, what we're probably going to do is we're going to go off, the main character, is going to run off to the location that we've extrapolated where the Exaltus are, and the Defense Force will, quote-unquote, chase us because we have escaped, and, you know, chase us right into the defense base, into the Exaltus base, which we'll then fight. because their leaders think they've wiped out the Exaltus. Because the leaders think that, they're not willing to mobilize on any sort of intel. So we are essentially having to trick the military into going to the location where even bigger, more important Exaltus base is.
それだけサクリファイスという潜在的脅威を無視できない。さて、私はそんなお偉いさん。
イザルデ。
まだ何かあるのか？
イザルデ大佐。もし私。
隊員の前で言うべき冗談ではないな。だが、君の決断である以上。
おっしゃる通り。そうなったとして隊長にはきっと隊長なりの理由があるはず。
Yeah, Isolde is so hot. I want her as a playable character. She's just incredibly hot.
オルペウス隊員。
But I don't know. Like, she doesn't really seem like she's the frontline kind of character. So I could easily see us not getting her as a playable character, but it would be cool.
何があろうと。
当たり前だ。
それを聞いて安心したよ。
プロ騎士殿。ポソポソしてどうしたの、オルペウス。隊長からの伝言であります。一緒に行動すると。隊長からって。隊長は声が大きすぎて内緒。
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was gonna say, like, yeah, just tell them that there's an issue. We're going. Oops, sorry. Tell them that there's an issue, but that they're working to resolve it, and you should be able to come back. Because some of them were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna get kicked out forever." It's like, well, no, like we just need you out for a bit while we do something. But I mean, the notification they sent out was pretty good, like pretty standard. It didn't tell them when they could come back, and so maybe they could have expressed that, you know, once we resolve the risk, you know, we will help escort you back as well, to make it seem like yeah, it's just a moment. We're just going to go on for a little bit, then we'll kind of come back. Oh, that's interesting. I kind of thought that I thought there might have been some other military stuff inside the Hollow that would give us a justification for being there. But it's like, no, we're sneaking into the Hollow flat out.
空城？社長、そんなものにまで目を通すのですか？
頼れる従業員を役立たずの防衛軍に任せた挙句、会社の資産を守れないどころか深刻な。
そうだ子供が先だろ。うるさい。撤退の順番はとっくに決まっ。お前らを無事に出してやる。よしなさい。社のイメージを保つこともあなたの申し訳ありません。
Yeah, it's just like.
己の方針も
Huh. So I thought maybe he was also corrupt, because I was going to say, like, how could you not have known? Like, you said that you're a really good businessman, and it's like, well, how will you as a businessman not notice that huge chunks of your product and profits are disappearing into nothingness, disappearing into, like, because obviously you're the other president, or your compatriot worked and provided like materials and money for this inhumane research, which could in no way be on the books. So how would you not know? How could you not notice this if you're that shrewd a businessman?
少々閣下内部の広報用
今日この時がなんとあの上に立つ者にとって庶民も兵士も大いなる獣たちが潰し合う中足元にいただけの何も終わってなど
Yeah, I mean it's a shame. Obviously, it's a bunch of people at the top don't really give a shit, don't really care. It's all about benefiting themselves and doing the bare minimum required so that they can get, you know, the accolades and advance their career. They're not actually looking to help the people. And usually the most impassioned are the ones at the bottom. And the ones at the top don't give a shit.
実はね、フェアリーの計算だと盲点のあった座標、つまり私たちみすみす目の前で3
ローレンツ少将とルク
裂け目はこの付近にあるはずだ。フェアリーの計算ではこれ以上の
It's hard to say though, because like you're like, oh, because they got there first, we weren't able to find it. But it's like, well, sure, they got there first, but what stopped you from investigating the base afterwards, right? You know, it could be because they got there first. They shut things down and kicked you out before you could investigate. But I mean, they could have, even if you got there first, they might have shown up shortly after and done the exact same thing. Okay, well, let's flip the trigger first, because I want to get her basic attack skill charged. But I mean her. Or do this. Yeah, I didn't realize Orphe was going to be a. I didn't realize Orphe was an attack unit. I thought she was going to be like a support or stun unit or something. So I was actually really surprised. Because I was like, I kind of wanted Orphe. I actually thought she was going to be a fire stun unit. I was like, oh, cool, that might work with Evelyn. And then I'm like, oh, wait, no, it's fire attack. Oh. Okay, never mind. I mean, that's why she works well with Seed, because Seed needs to be in parties with two attackers to provide that buff. But, oh, that's it. Wait. So I didn't realize that. I still thought she was a stunner, although I guess I probably should have realized she wasn't a stun unit because they were already putting her with Trigger. And so it's like, why would you have two stun units, right? But like Hugo himself also needs two stun units, so you never know, right? But then also the fact that it's with a stun unit and Seed. Like, Seed works well with two attackers. So three of them, yeah, so yeah. So yeah, I didn't really realize she was an attacker. I'm like, I don't really need another fire attacker then. That's why I basically got Seed, because I'm like, okay, cool. Oops. That's why I got Seed, because I was like, oh, actually, she can make Soldier Ambi stronger. And I can finally have a good electric team. And she also works with a few other attackers too. Like, she can make a Nekomato work a little better. She can make she can go with Evelyn too. So there is some utility for her. I'm not sure what Orphe's deal is. Like, I don't know if Orphe's deal is worthwhile. Yeah. So anyway, so she's not going along with the lie. just telling the truth. And I assume this guy's going to get in the way or something. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, I don't know. Because, like, because that's the thing. Is the saying, the only thing worse than a competent enemy is an incompetent ally? Stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, they could have been able to beat the Exaltus if they didn't have incompetent allies in the form of the Major General, who... But that's the thing, is we don't know, is the Major General actually incompetent, or is he actually on the take, right? Is he working with the Exaltus? You know? Is he corrupted? Has he been corrupted by them? Or is he just incompetent, right? Is he just uncaring, he doesn't give a shit, he's just doing it for his career, and is just not competent at all? Because, like, them being here is incredibly suspicious. It's incredibly suspicious that after clearing up the base, that he would assign his own personal guard to do something as mundane as guarding it, right? If this was really above board, any military platoon would have been fine, right? If you've beaten the Exaltus, it should be fine to have just a regular troops guard it to assist with Porcelain, you know, or Porcelain. So like, you know, so it's super weird that they're here. Huh.
部隊を率いての独断行動だ。軍機がなんだ。軍機に抗わなければ。この会話は録音している。この銃口はそちらに向いている。
もうやめて。情報を提供したのは私だし、みんなを先導したのも。
どの道、味方への脅迫、わざわざ衝突してまで君たちを止める義務はないから。行きたければ行くがいい。
Yeah. Well, no. That's the thing is, you're just saying, oh, now it really counts as disobeying orders. No, there is not. Well, I mean, to be fair, the idea. Oh, that was my option. Shit. To be fair, like. If we didn't tell them that was obviously proof that were we actually told not to come in here, right? We don't have, I don't remember any orders saying to not go back in the hollow, right? You know? Like you said, oh, we disobeyed orders, but what orders, right? What orders? See, that's the thing. You could say leading squad without authorization, clear violation of military command. I mean, also, like, they're a captain. Captains have their own authorization. You could say, yeah, sure, you led your troops in without proper authorization. Yeah, okay, sure. Like, well, what's proper authorization needed for an... Anyway. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. Now, I bet it's,
防衛軍からまあ防衛軍というよりイゾルデ大佐個人からだけれどね。それと緊急の通信要請というのはいや戦友の職パレトーンのお家芸は以前から耳にしていたがイゾルデ軍旗を破り独断で出撃などということをしておきながら今さら私になさ鬼火隊長の排熱パーツがオーバーヒートす
私はおいプロ騎士君
いいんだ状況は全てかつての私たちがもはや命令だからというだけで危機に
かつて
イゾルデ
鬼火ここにいる諸君は鬼火隊長が命を預けられるそして私がこれから鬼火隊長と諸君に告げるのは
Oh, I see. So, what? Basically, the Major General fucked everyone else over, and to make their decisions seem correct, they promoted him and spread some lies about what actually happened.
鬼火隊長と大佐の戦友って確か旧と陥落
そのマス当時の指揮官は アガメムの市民を撤退させるための鉄道幹線、私たちの戦友もその命令通り。しかし実際に私たちが守った隊員たちが1分耐えるごとに1コンテナ分の工事がホローの外に。トップスが儲け当然。指揮官にはその小切手にあるゼロの一つ。
ホニビ
イゾルデ、その答えろ。
ホニビ隊長、
答えろ。
彼らを罪に問うための証。
冷静。
Oh, okay. So it was the major general of the time. Wow. So, I mean, it would make sense then. It would make sense why he's personally helping these people bring out the materials, because that's what he did ages ago. But then, of course, it's like, it does beg the question. It's like, well, if you got fucked over for a lapse of command, then why are you promoting the guy who essentially gave the command that led them all to their deaths, right? But again, I guess the whole thing is, it was a lapse in command, so they're going to just say, well, whoever was there commanding had to have been correct. Or they maybe blamed it on the guy above them, or used it politically. So they could have been someone, it could be that the Major General disobeyed orders of his immediate superior, but because his immediate superior was at odds with other military personnel, they threw him under the bus and blamed it all on him, and promoted the Major General, saying, you did right for disobeying the commands of this corrupt guy, when it was actually him, the Major General, who was corrupt. And they just wanted to throw their political rival under the bus. Which is, of course, bullshit. I mean, it sucks, right? I mean, that blows.
フルペース、私の邪魔をするのか。
待って、私にみんなの恨みつらみを軽んじる資格はあの最悪でここにいるみんな、イゾルデ大佐にイーシェン氏、みんなあんたと一緒。天才に人災、この新エリートで。でも
Well, to be fair, that was a natural disaster. Now, the problem is that someone used this natural disaster to make a profit at the expense of the people following orders. That's what sucks. But it was, at its core, a natural disaster. And while this guy made a hefty sum, and the people in charge of the materials made a hefty sum, Porcelalume is a material that can resist ether, so there are uses for it that can work towards the greater good. Now, is it worth the cost of sacrificing all the soldiers who could have otherwise been used to help civilians? You know, who knows how many civilians they could have saved if they weren't there defending that line. And then two, we don't even know, of the extra materials they were able to save at the cost of their own lives, how many lives were saved by the Porcelalume that escaped on that line, right? We don't know. We can't possibly know that. So, and of course it's like, you know, it's putting the tally of lives, it's like saying, how many civilians were sacrificed because of this choice versus how many civilians were saved by the additional materials that were removed, you know? Hard to say. And obviously, how do you equate lives like that, right? You just can't. So, yeah, kind of tough. Because it could be that, yeah, you know, thousands of lives were lost because of them not being at the right spot, or not being at the right spot to help civilians, and instead just help corporations. And the lives lost, like, so if thousands of civilians were lost and soldiers were lost to protect that line that really was just corporate interest, but tens of thousands of lives were saved by materials that were excavated. You know, you could say, well, it was a net positive in the end, I guess, but, like, yeah, obviously, the issue isn't that. It's the fact that, you know, this guy made a fuckload of money on the deaths of a bunch of other people, right? It's one thing if this was, like, if this was a greater good argument, where it was like, sorry, but the materials we're evacuating will save tens of thousands of lives, and will only lose a few thousand lives trying to defend it. You could argue a greater good argument there, right? But the guy also got paid a fuckload of money, so that even if there was a greater good argument, the fact that you're personally benefiting from that choice is obviously immoral.
このタイミングで水を差してしまったこと諸君ため
了解した。プロキ。
隊長。
この数年君
めったにないのですが、こんな戦友いらないと思ってしまいました。
同感だ。だが。
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the only thing worse than a competent enemy is an incompetent ally. Because an incompetent ally will fuck you over really hard. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was gonna say, did you set me back as Orphe? God damn it, I wanted to not be Orphe so I could get Trigger's buffs up. So I think, yeah, okay. So this is the Sarah that was the secretary of the short, fat construction worker CEO who got thrown under the bus in that hollow incident in chapter 1. I think chapter 1. Yeah, chapter 1, I think. I thought she had silver hair, but it could have been entirely a disguise. But I'm pretty sure her name was Sarah, so this has to be her.
商会がこれまで犯してきた罪？何のことかそれなら。
Those reasonable and necessary sacrifices. It's not your call what sacrifices are needed and necessary when you're sacrificing other people. You want to sacrifice your own people? Fine. It's your choice to kill your own men if they're willing. Obviously, that's still kind of messed up, but whatever. If they're willing to sacrifice themselves, fine. But you're not. You're sacrificing other people for an agenda they don't want or believe in. I mean, this was also stupid, right? The creator obviously has to do with ether, but presumably these hollows didn't exist forever, right? This world didn't have hollows at one point. So how are we ignorant and arrogant unbelievers when this is a power that didn't exist naturally in this world? This is not a natural power. So the default state of people in this world is not believing in something that shouldn't exist in this world.
弾丸は風と一つに。制圧する後期。火力制圧続行。
赤いすなわち死後。二次攻撃対象確定。
あれじゃない？見に行ってみよう。
順番に押さないで。主よ再走を恩寵を受けし日頃の子。上昇閣下、市街地の箱が撤退だ。
緊急事態だ。三商会の同志が A 地区に現れて。
It's also weird because, like, they had those 5 people all around nothing. Like, if there was an Obscura chest in the center, I would understand.
フォローにある拠点が襲われたから。外で町の方
Yeah.
に敵車でありますね。
策としては町にはオブシディアン大隊の戦友たちがいる上。
Also, it's like you did hear literally from Sarah that this place is more important and they have a ritual, presumably that involves this place. So you gotta fucking just, like, it's also like, oh, we got the thing, but it's not, we can't defeat it, we can't use our technique, we need a stronger technique. It's like, destroy it then. Although, to be fair, I did hear that Seed said her lasers don't work, or maybe it was Orphe said that the lasers don't work.
まあだから。
オッケー。お願いであります。
But we also were told that we can't, that we shouldn't, we were attacked because they were like, oh, we don't want to obstruct the ritual, but like, why are we leaving this place then? We found this place. Oh.
「雲岳さんの支援もあって都市部のサクリファイスは」
では続く自分たちの任務は参道方面のサクリファイスおよび三商会の総統並びに VIP2 名の護衛でありますね。
つまり胸くそ悪い。
悪い知らせはルクロー氏との連絡が途絶えていること。
いいと悪いが逆の可能性。とにかく市場はどうあれ任務は。
Also, let's beg the question: like, if we're using trial characters, what's the point of preparing? Like, if we're using trial characters and we don't get a pick, then what's the point of preparing? It's like, I understand they don't they just want to give you an option, which I think is always good. Always give players options. Don't ever force them to do stuff. But like, simultaneously, they give you that option, which doesn't really matter because there's nothing you really can prepare because you're using trial characters.
オルペウス
オブスキラから出てきたサクリファイスを先に叩け。
これを行います。了解。
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? This fucking thing, this little fucking thing is so...
うわぁ、むちゃいくな奴らだな。倒れているのはフォーセルメックスの人たちのようでありますね。加減がわかんないの。今で
あの怪物たちはエーテリアスじゃ。
落ち着いてください。
エーテリアスなんか
自分たちはオブシリアン大隊です。あなたはもう安全。
みんな
落ち着いてください。もう誰もあなたを傷つけることはありません。かなり大きなショックを受けておられるようであり、この格好、多分一緒にいたのも
気に食わない連中で。
But also, this big question is, why were they there in the first place?
君は流れるべき血は、そして
それで
そうだ、ポーセルメックスのルーク当然彼のそばで恩恵を受けた者たちも無実ではないからな。
Oh, well, yeah, well, who gives a shit? Like, I mean, sure, right? Like, him bribing him, yeah, that obviously sucks, right? It's bad, you shouldn't, but, like, basically, from his perspective, he's, like, saying, hey, here's some money, please protect my assets. That's simply a business transaction. Well, at the end of the day, it's like blaming the woman your husband cheats on you with. It's not the woman's fault. It's the husband's responsibility not to cheat. Like, you're married, you've committed into a monogamous relationship, it's your job to say no to temptation, right? So while, sure, you know, it's not that the woman has no blame in this, but like it's like 95% of the blame lies on the husband, and 5% of it is the woman, right? Unless, of course, the woman did something shady, like she drugged the husband or threatened him or something like that, you know, then sure, you put more blame on her. But if it's just simply they met at a place where she offered him money and he says yes, then it's totally his fault. Like, yeah, sure, Luco is a dick for trying to bribe a military personnel to benefit his own company in the midst of a tragedy. But you know who's really the problem? The person who accepted the bribe and did it. That's who's really at fault. That's who, like, there's no law saying a company can't offer money to the military to benefit their own interests. I'm pretty sure that's not a law. Like, bribery is illegal, right? Bribery is illegal, you know. But like, I'm not sure what the exact like legal definitions of it are. Sure, it's a bribe, right? They bought the services of the military. But at the end of the day, the guy in the military who is there and has his authority to protect and serve the people took money and fucked over his people, right? That's the one who's really at fault. So while saying, hey, it's Lucro, it's like, yeah, sure, that sucks, he's a dick, right? But the real problem is the fucking military personnel who took that money and fucked over the people because of it. Fucked over, like, led to the deaths of his entire platoon for the most part.
しかしそれで
そうだも正義は他人の同情や上の連
でもどうしてこの鬼火隊長に真相
鬼火フォーセルメックスの小切って欲し
Obviously it's Lorenz, duh. It's like, who could it possibly have been? Could it be Lorenz, the one who's currently working with Lucro? Who's doing...
当時はまだ時奴はルクロの結託し
戦友たちの全て。
ルクローは死んだ。
Wait, what? Oh, wait, what?
君のいる道の先だ。
Wait, oh, you mean... Wait, was Lucro the other guy? I thought... Was Lucro the guy? I thought... Wait, I thought Lucro was the purple-haired dude. Yeah, partly on Parcel Luminex, but obviously, partly, yes. But I would say, Parcel Luminex, 20% at fault. Sure, don't offer bribes, but it's 80% because bribery is illegal on both parties, right? But the fact of the matter is, you're bribing someone who is like literal, and the person who accepted the bribe led to the deaths of a fuckload of people. Basically, it's just like, dude, like, you're in the military, you work for the people. It's like a cop accepting a dirty bribe from a criminal, right? Sure, the criminal's at fault, but it's like, dude, the reason why this criminal is able to get away with it is because you covered them because you're covering your own ass. So it's like you led to the deaths of people around you, and you continuously lead to their deaths by allowing this criminal to get away. So was Lucro. Sure. So Lucro was the blonde dude? I thought Lucro was the purple-haired guy who's still alive right now. Wait, is he dead? Did we kill him? I can't remember him dying. I don't remember. Anyway, so is that it? Are we gonna find Lorenz at the end of this, and we're gonna just trying to goad Magus into killing him?
鬼火隊長、こういう時こそ落ち着いて。
証拠？もしこの世にそんな正義があったなら。
It is true, though. If there was actually evidence, she could have brought it ahead of time. Now, it could be that what she says is 100% true, but the problem is it's been 11 years since then, and who knows if the evidence that may have existed back then is even around, because obviously they had 11 years to destroy it all.
でも、イゾルデさんがあえてこのタイミング。
Obviously, she wants to. Yeah, she wants to do a good job.
その今でも忘れていません。
But yeah, it could be that Isolde has been. I really hope she's not evil because she's so hot. But it could be that yes, she is aware of what Lorenz did. She has been trying to find evidence to back up her claims, but all evidence has been destroyed. And so now she's just using this opportunity to kill him. Now, to be fair, if she is, that doesn't paint her in a good light, because the Obscura map we had was based on her intelligence. So it does call into question of whether or not the Obscura that were not found on the map here were honestly not found, or if she intentionally removed them so that the defense here would be weak, so that they could cause havoc and allow us to do what we're doing right now. Because she is the one who provided the intelligence, and her intelligence has now been proven wrong, and now she's dropping all of this while we're trying to clean up the mess, which does make it seem like, one, it was to lure Lorenz into the evacuation point so that we could go and kill him and get revenge. Now, she could be right, she could be 100% right, and it is Lorenz and Lucro who fucked over all those people, and she just doesn't have the proof and the evidence to actually come to light with it. But simultaneously, it also could be her, right? She could have been the one who presented the orders, took the bribe, and is trying to kill Lorenz, who is incompetent, but not actually at fault for anything. You know, and trying to blame everything on him to get herself out of the actual. Anyway, hard to say. Obviously, this is going to be resolved by the end of this quest, so we'll see. We're obviously going to go find Lorenz at the end of this road, and then we shall see. We shall see.
起動されていないオブスキュラを発見しました。
There we go.
怪物たちはあの装置から出てきたのであります。
Oh. I see.
こ
Wait,
の
what?
辺りのオブスキュラを破壊するぞ。
Oh, it's an obscura. What the fuck? Oh, is it oh, no, it's one of these things.
オブスキュラの活性が失われたことを確認しました。
Well,
このオブスキュラの位置は大佐の情報にはありませんでした。
oops, shit. Up, up,
に漏れがある
up,
プロキシ君
up.
周辺のオブスキュラを探してくれ。
What? I don't know. Oh, shit. Crap. Okay, so this has to go here. And this has to go here. There we go.
前方にオブスキュラを発見。
オブスは徹底的に片付けるぞ。
Interesting. Fuck. Oh, I see. I mean, it's also, like, pretty stupid, though. Because it's like, sure, there are cars and stuff, but, like, just go around the cars. It's not that fucking hard. Yeah, and the fact that there's this many of them, it's like, especially in public, right? They're right out in the open. Like, how do you not see this shit?
恐ろしい武器だ。
もし彼らの侵入を許してしまったら。
そのようなことを
Come on.
我々が許すものか。
What the fuck is that? It's a little drill? Because it's like, oh yeah, yeah, so those cars are in the way, but like, you could just walk along that path, or get on the other side of the road. Like, sure, don't go over the burning cars, but like, it's just one of these weird things where they're like, yes, this is an insurmountable obstacle, even though it doesn't, oh, this dude. I see, I thought this dude was Lucro. Oh, no, he's Lucro. Then why did she say he was dead? Well, that's the thing, though. It's like, Isolde was the one who told us he was dead, which makes it seem Isolde was the one who killed him, not the. Oh, actually, I see. They just mean that he's dead, which means that the other dude would be dead too. Okay, I get that. Hello, kid. Going? Why are you outside? Just be inside.
男の子であります。サクリファイスのダンテ、怪我はない？どうした？リンネ、僕、メロやユエと一緒にいつもかくれんぼをしてたんだ。僕は通りからいきなり怪物があの箱から出てきたんだ。メロとユエは山道から修道院までもう大丈夫だからね、ダンテ。このことはこの子は
兵士。
ダンテのおじさんも鬼火。
そうか。
戦友。
あ
あ、おじさんもすごい兵士だった。お姉ちゃんたちはもちろんでありま。
ダンテ君、もし
敵？
お前の叔父上を死なせた悪を
もちろん怪物だ。おじさんが兵士になったのはきっと怖い怪物とだから僕怪物を倒すよりもみんなを守る兵士になって。
True, it's like it's hard to tell how old he is, right? Because like revenge is something you kind of think when you're older. At 5, like if he's like 5 years old, yeah, like I think the complex desire for revenge, and it would be like another thing if he was like angry. If he was like filled with anger about his uncle's death, like sure he doesn't like his uncle's dead, but he's not super angry. He's just like he's been told his uncle died fighting to protect people, so he feels proud of his uncle. Not full of anger. If he was full of anger, yeah, I would imagine he definitely want to do revenge. And it's the kind of thing where it's like, sure, maybe when he grows up, right, becomes a soldier, and if he later found that, you know, his uncle had been basically caught up in a plan that led to his death, maybe at that point, as an adult, he would be filled with righteous anger and want revenge. But obviously what Magus is doing is trying to offload her guilt to him, saying, oh, the kid wants to... anybody would want the same. And so she can't justify her own murderous rage. But yeah, so Isolde was... that's a shame, too. So basically it seems like Isolde is probably bad. It seems like Isolde probably intentionally didn't leak these things so that she would have the time and she would be able to basically commit this revenge plan. So that's why that's why her character model is so good, is because she is going to become a main antagonist, kind of like Sarah. I don't think she's doing it. I don't think she's doing it intentionally to help the Exaltus, but she just purely wants to get revenge for the people who fucked over her and her team members. But you can't just pretend that she's not indirectly helping the Exaltus by letting this whole shit go down. Sounds like a cutscene, sorry. Yeah, he's also not saying no here, right? He's like, oh, yo, because of your incompetence? Like, what? Yeah, basically, he's not saying he didn't do this. He's saying he had to deal with a bunch of shit, and then, of course, he didn't even mention greed. So, like, what they were doing is they were trying to protect this line to get corporate assets out of the blast radius, right? And so if they die and they fail, and some assets get lost, well, that's where the greed comes into play, right? So basically, he's blaming us for not defending it properly, and all getting wiped out because they weren't able to get all the corporate assets out, and so the people who had bribed him then accused him. So it does sound like he did, in fact, do it. We could shoot him in the foot, in the leg. Is Isolde gonna come out there and shoot him in the head?
その通り。あなたはここに留まることになる。イゾルデ。撤退するぞ。大佐。今回はお手柄だったな。お手柄。かつて捨て駒にしたあの兵士たちもか。彼らもまたお手柄か。
少女かか。
オニビル、君が果たせなかった誓いは私が遂げた。
Oh, she got away. Huh. I thought she would actually shoot him and then turn herself in. You know, I thought she found enough evidence, circumstantial though it may be, that he was the one responsible for this, and so she arranged for them both to die. Now, sure, her decision to not notify where the Obscura was definitely led to a few deaths. So some innocent deaths, which obviously kind of flies in the face of what they're trying to do. But I thought she was going to do that and then turn herself in. Honestly, that's what I thought she would do. I thought she'd do it, kill him, turn himself in, and then like admit to the truth. I found all this information about him. He did this. He led to the deaths. Blah 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 blah. I thought that would happen. I didn't actually expect her to run away. Yeah, so that's interesting. I'm curious. And I was also worried that she'd be actually like evil, right? Actually working with the Exaltus, like, because she could have told him, "Hey, I'm not going to." She could have told the Exaltus, "Hey, I'm not going to report the ones in the mountain pass, so you can plant them there." You know, she could have been working with them, or she could have just been like, "Oh, well, we found some here. I'm just going to remove them from the map and make use of the confusion." So not directly helping the Exaltus, semi-indirectly, just so that she can kill Lucro and Lorenz. Hey, look. Oh, I'm down here again. Okay. I mean, I imagine she feels even worse, because I don't know if Isolde and Magus were both on the same level, but I think she might have been the captain. She might have been the captain of their team, and so she's hit especially hard, seeing that she's the only survivor. And like Seed and Magus have both been turned into, you know, tools of the military, and the culprits behind it are just living in the lap of luxury. So yeah. And it could just be that finally at this point she's like, dude, I cannot find any evidence to actually try these people. So she just took it in her own hands. But honestly, I kind of thought it'd be more pyretic, that she would just do it and then just intentionally get caught, like turn herself in. So it is kind of unusual that she tried to escape. She could actually be working with the Exaltus. I hope not, because I do like her. She is really hot. Oh, it's this little thing. Well, let's just talk to these people. I forget what that. Yeah, that was a weird little thing. I don't know if we met before. I think we might have. I just can't remember. Because I do remember seeing it looking weird. So I was like, oh yeah, what the fuck's that? That's new. So that's not super. Just can't remember. Oh yeah, she worked for the. Oh yeah. She's the one who manages Tops. When Tops people go crazy, when Tops people break the rules, her organization is there to kind of keep the Tops people in line from crossing over boundaries that should not be crossed. Yeah. So it could have been that she acted knowing that there was an agent from Krampus here. So no matter how suspicious it was, people might just think, oh, if it wasn't an accident, or if it wasn't, unintentional, then the intention was her or Krampus. So, although she should have killed the other people, so there'd be no witnesses who might testify against her. This group might not, but the people who were supposed to protect the Lorenz might, and say, yeah, it was just all day.
警告ラマニアンホローその全域におけるエーテル活性が過去に観測された特異高活性エーテル
Oh, shit. It's like, well, why now of all times? Well, because you left the machine inside.
その
考えもしなかったつくづく私がずっと
ごめんね鬼火隊長
いいんだこれでも一発の軍人だ三将会オブスキだサクリファイスそして今あいつがホローに逃げ込んだ途端
Well, first of all, it was already building for this, so it's hard to say whether or not it just reached a critical moment because we were doing other shit. Because we were in front of the machine, but weren't able to shut it off completely. So if that's still continuing to go, you know, it might not be her fault. It also could be that she did go in there to shut it down, and she's basically sacrificing herself to fix the problem in the hollow.
ホローの危機を止め自分たちは私も引き
あのホローがここまで今そこに渦巻いているエネルギーは
11年前だが今回は
ああ
市内の防衛は軍と
アバルス
Oh, god damn it. Oh, no, I can still teleport, thank god. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna I thought it would be an hour and that would be it. But I guess not. Because, I've been walking for an hour and 8 minutes, and we still have some more shit to do. Now, this is probably the end. You know, this is probably the end of the quest. We go in, we fight, there's gonna be some big climactic thing. I could do it today. I could. But I don't think I will. Like, I could go shower and then complete it. I was only going to do that if I'm locked into it, but I'm not. I can teleport away. So it's not a huge issue. So what I will do then is tomorrow, I will log into the game, do my dailies, and then come back down here and finish up the quest. That's what I will do. Anyway. So, that's going to be it for me today. 6 o'clock. Guess I could play more games, but nah, I'm not going to. Anyway, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.